Hey everybody, it's Sandy and welcome back to my channel dedicated to helping you advocate for your own health one topic at a time. So guys, today I have a product review and I'm going to talk about the base layer leggings by Copper Compression. Yeah, so as some of you guys already know, Copper Compression reached out to me a while back and asked me if I would be interested in reviewing some of their products. Now, because I recently had my thumb CMC joint surgery, I started with their thumb recovery brace, and I liked it so much, I really wish that I'd had it prior to my surgery because I liked it better than the brace that I was put in post-operatively. And when I have the other side done, I'm going to use the Copper Compression thumb brace. It did a beautiful job. So they sent me two other products for review. One is the knee sleeve, which I'm going to be reviewing some point in the future. And the other is the Copper Compression base layer leggings, and I got the women's full length leggings. They also come in a 3/4. Let me just get a little housekeeping out of the way. I don't have like a typical vlogger's camera. I don't know, maybe sometime in the future if I do enough of this kind of stuff, I'll get one. I don't have a vision for my channel where it becomes one of those where like my life is a commercial, but you know, maybe at some point I will get a different kind of camera device. I'm going to do the best I can to show you these. I'm also just going to insert some pictures at the end. Well, first I'll talk about the product, its price point, our coupon code, yay, features and fit, etc. And I'm actually wearing them now, so I will let you have a look at that, and then I'll insert some pictures as well at the end. So the Copper Compression base layer legging comes in a few different lengths. There's the full length, which I'm wearing. There is a 3/4 or a capri length. There's also a base layer compression shorts. And in men's, there is also a long tights, a 3/4 length tights, and compression shorts. And by the way, the coupon code I'm going to give you is good on any and all of those items. The full length base layer legging, which I'm wearing, retails for $52 on the Copper Compression website. They were kind enough to offer us a coupon code. So as you guys know, I try to leverage influence that I have to get a good discount for my viewers. So their earlier discount, which they gave on the thumb brace and for anything else on their website, which is Sandy20, that's still good for everything else. But I did approach them and say, you know, that with the base layer leggings and that particular line, it's not even going to be competitive with Amazon. I told them I really want a code that's going to be competitive with Amazon for my viewers, and they gave me a code for these items, for the base layer items, the 6 things, and that would be the men's shorts, the women's shorts, the men's tights, the women's legging, and the 3/4 in both sexes as well, and the code is Sandy30. So when you take that 30% off, the women's long length legging actually comes down to $36.40, which is quite a steal because even on Amazon it's $43.95 the last I looked. The men's was a bit cheaper, go figure. Well, at $36.40, and the other items being the shorts and the 3/4 length will only be cheaper, that's a real steal. Now this code is good one time, and I'm pretty sure they track it by your email address, so if you're not sure what you want to get, I would order extras and then I would plan to return them. They have an excellent return policy. I have used their return policy, as I've said in a previous video. I reviewed their face masks, and because they did not meet my criteria, I did not want to recommend them, and they were very kind about taking those back. Such a comfortable face mask. I still really wish they would change it and just make the outer layer water repellent, and it would meet my criteria. Now the leggings come in several sizes. They go from extra small all the way up to 2 extra large. Now the size was my first obstacle because they told me to let them know what size to send, and I looked at it, and the first thing I noticed is that the size on their chart is only by waist measurement. I think for men that works really well, but that was a little scary for women, right? Because we have hip measurement a little bit bigger than our waist. For some of us it's a lot bigger, for some of us it's a little bigger, and I'm just really more comfortable with clothing where they measure both the waist and the hip, and then if there's some kind of a discrepancy, of course I'll go with the larger one by default. But since they only offered the waist size, it left me wondering if I needed the small or the medium. My waist size really fit into the small, but then it was a question of how generous is it going to be in the hip, and there was no way to know. So I poured over various reviews on Amazon, and I got kind of a consensus. I couldn't really lock it down, but it looked like I was going to be more comfortable in the small. I ordered the small. I prayed I wasn't going to have to go back to them and say, guess what? I need a different size. So when the small arrived and I opened up the package, if you purchase these, you'll see it's a very slim and very small looking garment. And I was just mortified. I thought, oh, there's no way these are ever going to fit. Okay, spoiler alert, they did fit, and I'll get to more of that in a minute. Now they are made out of copper infused nylon. So they say that they're antimicrobial. I think a lot of manufacturers that use copper infused into their fabrics say it's antimicrobial because copper is antimicrobial, and then we extrapolate that Yeah, that's a little bit true, but I don't think you can count on that as some kind of a profound antimicrobial, something like some of the technologies I reviewed in face masks on this channel, where the product is patented and it's been tested, and you can see that it eliminates a microbial load in a certain number of minutes. Maybe it eliminates 99% of the load in under 2 hours or under 30 minutes, kind of like Viral Off or like Sonovia. In order for copper to do that, it has to be only certain copper compounds. There would have to be a lot of that copper in the fabric, and I really think that would be reflected in the price, and they would certainly be marketing that. So instead, now, to their credit, they are not saying any of that, but I'm just saying that sometimes people sort of take that leap and think they're buying something that's profoundly antimicrobial. They are antimicrobial to an extent. I think you can count on this fabric to decrease odors, which is a nice thing because you're going to be sweating in these and they're meant for working out. And you can expect that much, but you can only expect so much out of a copper-infused material. They do have what they call a 30-day unconditional guarantee, and it excludes shipping. So anything you want to return, you can return, no questions asked, minus the shipping. The shipping, I believe, is $5 unless you're over $50. After $50, it is a free ship. And okay, fast forward. So I open up the package and I see how tiny these look. And although they do seem stretchy, I got immediately scared. This is going to be very difficult to put these on. So I don't know about you guys, but first of all, I don't have a lot of experience with compression leggings. I had a pair of compression leggings a while back, and I think it was Champion, some brand at Target. And this was years ago, and I remember that they were really cute when they were on, and I really enjoyed having them on and wearing them, but the act of putting them on and the act of taking them off was like, that was my workout. I kind of would work up a sweat just trying to get them on, and then if I was sweating, taking them off would just be exhausting. So I just never really found myself reaching for those. I'm sort of like the relaxed and comfortable type, and I think maybe this is from all my years working in the operating room where we essentially wear pajamas all day. I never really had to get used to fitted clothes, and so I find that when I'm just around the house, I tend to wear more like athleisure, like leggings and yoga type clothes. So I was a little bit concerned about these because they looked so tiny when they came out of the package. Now, the good news is that they're relatively thin and a very stretchy material. And in fact, they say that because they're compression, they say they're four-way stretch, they say that they offer stability, support, moisture wicking, and enhanced blood flow. Now, of course, something that is very compressive, the more compressive it is, the more it's going to enhance blood flow. So think of like support hose or support socks that you might wear for venous return. I've worn those for years in the operating room too. And they're measured in millimeters of mercury, and there's the high pressure ones. And of course, the higher the number, the more compression there is, and the better they are for that venous return. Of course, the more compression there is, the more tight they are, and the more thick they are, and hot and everything else. So this I find to be a fairly thin garment. I would say this is light to moderate compression. But again, therefore, I don't have to like stress the arthritis in my fingers just trying to get them up and work up a sweat putting them on and taking them off. And I do feel that like gentle to moderate compression. They definitely feel like they're hugging me, like a gentle kind of massage. And they are definitely moisture wicking, so they certainly live up to my expectations and to what they claim. As far as stability, I guess any compression offers some stability over not having it, but this is not something that I would think you could wear or get away with instead of, say, a knee sleeve. Like if you need a recovery knee brace, even moderate support, those tend to be thicker and more sturdy. You're not going to get compression and stability like that. So I think maybe stability is kind of a high bar. But, to the extent that any compression offers stability, I won't quarrel with it. Yeah, so back to my pleasant surprise in terms of how I could put these on and take them off with relative ease. I will say that the best feature about these is that they are compressive without being restrictive. I can't think of anything else I've worn that really meets that bill. And it's funny because I've seen copper compression all over the place, but I really haven't had any experience with them until recently when they've asked me to review some of their products, except for their face mask, which again, I didn't recommend. So I didn't really find myself drawn to this brand, but I can honestly say that I feel like I'm kind of becoming a copper compression ambassador because like now this is the second thing that I've tried that I'm really finding hits a perfect sweet spot. I don't know if you guys remember if you watched my review of the recovery thumb brace, the goal with that is to keep the CMC joint completely stable and immobile and still allow movement on the PIP joint. I didn't find another thumb brace that did as good a job at reconciling those two. the CMC being completely still and the PIP being completely mobile. I had never worn anything like that. And likewise with these leggings, the compression without restriction just really made an impression on me. You know, I can remember with the pair of compression leggings I referred to before that I used to wear, while it was nice maybe first thing in the morning once I struggled my way into them, I always found myself kind of, you know, pulling at the waist, or if I change positions, like now I want to sit down, now I have to pull them in a different spot and get a little more room there or something. You know, like they would dig in some, and these really don't dig into me. It's just the right amount of compression without being restrictive or tight. Now, I've used these for all different kinds of activities. I've used them for weightlifting. Yes, I did the squat test to see if they become see-through through the butt. You're just going to have to take my word for it. No, they don't, but you're not going to get a picture of my butt here. I have used them for weightlifting, yoga. Now, I haven't used them outside on my walks, but I'm really looking forward to that when the weather cools down. It is just so hot here. It's like August right now, and I'm wearing shorts when I go out on my walks. Even though I go early, it's already like really hot out. So I wear my shorts, and that's like a whole other story. But pretty soon when the weather cools down a bit, I'm going to look forward to wearing these on my walks because these really do kind of massage you as you move, and I just really like them. Yeah, so that perfect balance between offering pleasant compression without being restrictive, I think that's a very tough balance to achieve. I take my hat off to them, and I personally am really enjoying it. The next thing that I really like about these leggings that proved to be a completely pleasant surprise and something I wasn't looking for is that they are very versatile in that, like I said, I've worn them for all different kinds of activities, but I can see that when the weather cools down, I can wear these like regular old nice leggings, like with a long sweater and boots or something like that, because yes, they do have a little bit of a sheen to them. You know, plenty of leggings that are not aimed at fitness have a little bit of sheen to them, but they have their logo in a very discreet location, which is on the back of the waist. I think very often the logos are in a more obvious location so that you really kind of can't get away with using them as regular clothes. I mean, maybe if the logo's down on the leg and you're wearing boots, you can get away with it, but you couldn't wear flats, or, you know, depending, we couldn't wear little ankle booties. Oh, whatever. It's just a very, very discreet location. And I really like that because at the price point, especially with the discount of 30% off, for $36 to be able to wear these and to enjoy wearing them hanging around the house for any kind of working out, and then being able to wear them like to go out with a sweater and boots or something like that, I think that really makes these kind of a home run. All right, so I'm going to try to let you get a look at these. Now, first of all, I wanted to just show just how much stretch I have in this waistband. So it's a nice thick waistband. It does not tend to roll over when I sit, and I don't feel like I need to keep pulling at it because it does not dig at me. You know, it stays put, but it does give me a fair amount of stretch. And again, so this is a size small, and I'm just under 5'4", and I'm about 130 pounds depending. Now, I am pretty short-waisted, so, you know, for me, this is a high waist. I don't know if it would be a high waist on most people, but you can get a look, and I'm going to show you from another angle in a moment that, you know, I'm just a pretty short-waisted person. Nice and stretchy. It doesn't pull in the crotch or anything when I try to do a tree pose. And I've got up a step here, so maybe you can get a better look at the length of these. So and there's the logo I told you about. So that's it. That's the only logo that says copper compression. It's up at the very top of the waist, so it's completely hidden. Yeah, and no legging down here at the cuffs. Same thing on the other leg. So I'm going to go ahead and insert some pictures now. All right, so I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you guys have any questions about these. I really want to thank the people at Copper Compression for giving me an opportunity to review these leggings. I have to say I've really kind of been on the market for years for a pair of leggings that would offer a gentle compression that was comfortable enough that it wasn't restrictive. This is the first thing that I've found that completely hits that sweet spot, and I am really enjoying them, and I know I'm going to wear these a lot. And thank you so much also for the coupon code for my viewers, which puts these and the other garments in this line at a very competitive price point. So I hope you guys will take advantage of that and let me know how you like them. And until next time, be well. Bye-bye.